Okay, we're still in exercises 69, and we're looking at problem number 8. Again, what my recommendation is to read the problem, piece of paper, pencil, work on the problem. If you get an answer and you look at my blue area and you're happy with it, you move on. Now, if you're looking at the problem and have a real tough time with it, that's when you start to come to these videos and watch the videos. So I'm going to cut to the chase, and as I do that, I'm going to start working at the whiteboard, what I would recommend for you, piece of paper and a pencil. And let me go to the whiteboard. I'll blow it up a little bit. And I think we're on problem number 8 now, right? And it's just scratch paper for me. And I hope you realize that most of your work is going to be just on scrap paper as well. Some people are very organized and neat. They have extensive sets of notebooks. They really look at the stuff, though, all right? We need to move forward, though. We're doing number 8. And in number 8, again, my recommendation to you is just to read it. All right. Now, when you're reading something with the intent of trying to understand what you've read. And certainly what I'm reading over here, it says the difference of the cubes of two numbers. So this is still two numbers. And what we got? Two numbers, x cubed minus y cubed. So they said the difference of the cubes of these two numbers is 728. And again, I want to point out that x and y are numbers. All right. Okay, let's keep going. It says, and it says, if the product of the numbers multiplied by their difference. Well, let me write this down. The product of the number multiplied by their difference. Well, I'm going to say their difference is x minus y. And what would you get over there? You'd get 72. All right. So my problem now is, and I got to be honest with you, my problem is I understand what I've read, but my problem is, can I figure out, an algebraic way of getting the answer to this question? And what I'm noticing right from the get-go is something interesting about the problem. I'm noticing the perfect cubes on top is factorable to x minus y. And again, I always say this could be a dead end, but I'm still going to take it. And I'm noticing the bottom already has a factor of x minus y in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bottom to divide through in the top. That's xy, and then x minus y. Whoops. Let me go backwards a little bit. And 72. All right. Now, granted, someone says, what's this all about? Again, it could just, I'm moving forward, but forward could be a dead end. And I noticed that, if provided that x doesn't equal y, this would cancel off. Now, if x did equal y, this would never make any sense because this couldn't happen if x equal y. You wouldn't get 72. That wouldn't happen. So I'm pretty clear that x minus y, there's no way that's equal to 0. In other words, x does not equal y. All right, let's keep going. And I'm looking at it, and I really want to reduce. And the reason I want to reduce it, and again, a lot of times I don't want to do that because it's an extra step in the problem. For me, it's not an extra step. It's a step that I want to take so I can make this easier to deal with. So I'm looking at the number, and I want to reduce it. And that number reduces to 91 over 9. All right, you can take time to do that. You can pause the tape if you want to do that. And now I'm going to clear the fraction. And I'm hoping for something nice. If something nice doesn't happen, I got troubles. So you got 9x squared plus 9xy plus 9y squared equals 91xy. And again, I'm hoping that this isn't a dead end. But if it is a dead end, it's not like a long road that I'm taking. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to get, I guess I should get the zero product rule if I can. Maybe it's factorable. Who knows? Let's see, this would be minus 82xy plus 9y squared equals 0. Well, I'm going to make some attempt to factor this, and I'm thinking that maybe, if I'm lucky, it's going to work nicely. But whatever I say, I'm going to write it down and check it. And let's see if that works. And what do you get? 9x times x is 9x squared. That works beautifully. 9 times minus 9 is minus 81 xy. Minus x. Oh, look, you get minus 82xy. Yeah, it works beautifully. So I'm going to use zero product rule. What does it say? 9x equals y, or x equals 9y. So then the question comes is, well, how could I do that? And I got to rely upon my past knowledge. And sorry about that. My past knowledge is, well, the simplest of those two equations would be this one here. So I'm going to write that down. xy, x minus y is 72. And I want to see if I can figure this out using what I know over here. I know this, and I know this. So let's try the first one. All right, I'm going to try this over here. So what do I write down? I'd write down x times y. What's y? Well, y is just 9x for this problem here, right? And then what are you left off with? X minus y. And what's y? It's 9x. And what's that equal? 72. Well, let me see if I can figure that out. What do you get? 9x squared. This would be minus, 8x. Don't be discouraged. Keep going forward. And what do you get there? Minus 72. X cubed equals 72. X cubed equals minus 1. So what do I get over here? I get x is minus 1. So I have my first ordered pair. And what's that going to be? Minus 1 for x. I think I did okay there. And what would the y be? It would be minus 9. Now I want to try this. Now, let's see if we can do that. So x equals 9y. And again, I'm using this equation still. Times y. And then what do you get? Well, x is 9y minus y equals 72. And what do you get over here? Let's write this down. You're going to get 9y squared, 8y is 72. Deja vu, isn't it? 72, y cubed is 72. Y cubed is equal to 1. Y is 1. Let's write that down. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I'm writing out a pair of numbers down. And again, we're using this over here. So if y is 1, what's x? 9. So I have 2 points, all right? 2 solutions to the problem. And again, certainly, my recommendation is go back and read. And why do you read? So you can understand what your solutions mean. And I got 2 solutions now, all right? And it's pretty simple to write those solutions down. They're in ordered pairs, by the way. But you may want to go back and check out the original problem, all right? I also want to emphasize, if you look at the back of the notes, by the way, we give you the figure. It's figure 196. Let me write this down for you. On page number 1232. I want to point out numbers can change because these documents do change, but it's not substantial. And I do see the 2 point intersection, which is a very interesting graph, by the way. And I want to repeat this, that Wells didn't have this facility of being able to graph things out like we do now. And although he did a remarkable job with the book, there's no doubt about it. Remarkable. All right? Anyway, that's the end of the story on that. Thank you so much for paying attention.